was dead on the ground over there,
Oh,
and
Bond.
those guys just explained to me that they were out here for a vehicle contest, and something that looked like Slender Man was killing them.
So they were saying there's a Slenderman kind of guy.
Pause it. Head to bed. See you guys in the morning. 7 in the morning, today Sunday. Press play.
So, hold on, I'll explain it to you. I gotta go in the corner.
A bond for Dio.
There's another dude at the gas station. He got slashed or something.
Slashed? What's that thing coming up the road?
Oh, that's Harold? Yeah, that's an old guy. I've seen him around.
Since I thought he was a four-legged creature going up here.
Hey man, what's going on?
Oh dude, I'm making it my priority to take out Harold as Slenderman now.
Okay, yeah. So
oh, look at Harold out here. Completely by himself. What can possibly happen to him? I think I saw a man fall off a cliff. Once you know that 911 call, there is a man down over here. Can I get additional to my location? You hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. What the? I accidentally super punched his car over there. They're gonna have to deal with that. Oh jeez, here comes the cavalry. We have a down civ and officer.
I'm gonna go look.
The police are so confused.
There's proposal 707 Zancudo, Grand Valley. There's nothing up on top.
This is not good. This is not good. Famous quote of the video here, as Slenderman is in this forest slashing everybody.
okay.
He's got the realistic water sound effects and everything.
Water.
There's so many rescue units up there right now.
Hello? Slendy. Mr. Slendy Man? Anything wrong with this? No? Lens are working? What the hell was that? Okay, what the hell was that? What the hell? Hello? Bruce Elliott, I'm a reporter. This, what the hell? What the hell? Bruce Elliott, the independent journalist. Can I? What the hell? What the? What the hell? Oh God! Jesus! No!
I'm gonna have his camera intact. The cops are down there. They don't even know, dude. They don't even know.
Another officer that was here ripped up. Most of the other units are down there by the actual mine shaft.
I'll take point because I've got the shotgun. Yeah, you go in front of me.
Alrighty, James, you stack second or third?
Yeah, I'll take second.
Stay behind you.
State Trooper and Sandy Shores, y'all stay out here. Oh God, they blew up in the mine. Might want to advise them we might lose reception here in the mine. Sheriff's office, if you're in here, identify yourself. Oh God, they're in a mine shaft. This is like perfect for me. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get a couple, let's see.
You hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. Is that coming from straight?
Yeah, it is. Do you guys want to split two down each side?
Yeah,
I think we got fast, so I'll follow you.
I'll take point right here. I got shotgun. Stick to the right wall.
I've already had this thing spook me before, I think. What the behind us, I heard movement. What's that going around in the... What the I don't like that. I don't like that. What is that? Stick with us. Stick with us. There's something in here. Yeah, I don't like how I said it either. I don't like how I'm saying it either, but I heard it.
Clearing the tunnels, but there's not enough of us. We already cleared the right. There's keeps ended up being forced in the road. What the hell?
He's right behind you, he's right behind you, he's right behind you, he's right behind you, he's right behind you.
347. We have I would have killed him.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Holding this, because I'm holding this
We're
right here.
already deep in the tunnel. Y'all need to get here fast to watch our rear. Before that's what we heard.
Just saw tentacles.
I'm gonna hold this with a shotgun. I'm not screwing around.
347. I'm hearing like loud.
I'm getting threatened.
Yeah.
Need to pull back.
I'll cover our rears if you guys want to start
He,
hitting.
he came from my 6, just so
They're gonna pull out.
Dispatch is telling him to get out. Nobody saw that either.
I don't know. That guy just fell, and I heard a bat noise.
The protein in my muscle shift doesn't just make you strong.
I don't know. That guy just fell, and I heard a bat noise. I don't know. I heard a bat noise. Which side? At the entrance. I'm hearing big thuds.
Me too. That noise. This dude was alive a second ago. I was right here. What the fuck is that noise? I do. It's fucking loud.
About out now.
I was attacked inside the tunnel. Jesus.
What is that noise?
No, I'm fine. There's some sort of killer out here. Some sort of killer. Oh my god. My friend might have been taken. That. I'm gonna go check out that house up there. Maybe you not hear that? What's that? Is that you? I got it. Check behind that tree. We got it. Is that him? Killer? I don't know.
Oh god, they're getting their guns out.
All I got is a knife.
He thinks it's a killer, like a serial killer or something.
Stay out of here.
That's what the police were describing me as. I think they're starting to realize what I am now.
He's in the trees.
He's in the trees.
Do you see? There's a wheelchair over here. Come look. It's not a wheelchair.
Oh, it's Harold's wheelchair from earlier.
What was that? I am not prepared to defend myself. What is that? Oh my god. I don't want to end up like my friend. Like a heartbeat. It ain't mine. I'll watch your back if you watch mine. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's mine.
This guy's like hysterical.
Oh. Oh.
This guy's like hysterical.
Oh. It's him. It's back. I'm not prepared for this. I only took one karate class in the 3rd grade. Help! Help me! Help me!
Get in.
It's here!
Okay, I'm just gonna say,
It's here. It's coming. It killed my friend.
Can you hear me? Alright, he got safely out of the woods. Oh, this guy hasn't even seen anything yet.
Jeez. Okay. I cannot find this place, man.
Oh my god, look at the amount of units down here.
What's going on?
what happened?
We're just investigating.
Let me guess, more dead people from a thing?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm trying to find more people because I found more people in the woods and it's the people everywhere.
Yeah, I can tell.
Not safe.
Is anybody still out?
There are a few people still at the main starting point of what the event was.
This might be against
Did you
lore,
see
but
the
I'm gonna
picture?
attack multiple at once just for the fun of it.
Did you see it? What is that?
Going to kill you, chop you up. Activity is a class, so it was pretty loud.
I'm not
We were
born.
all having a pretty good time when the classroom phone rang. My teacher picked it up and immediately looked at me. After about 5 seconds, she said someone was on the phone wanting to speak to me. This caught me off guard, but I assumed it was one of my parents asking a question, but they usually would just text me. I got up and the teacher handed me the phone and resumed what she was doing with the class. I put my ear to the phone and was about to say hello when the person on the other line interrupted me abruptly. I'm going to kill you, chop you up, put you in a bag, and throw your pieces in the back of my truck. He also began giving me my own personal info, like my address, phone number, and the street I live on. He told me what class I was currently in, and my teacher's name. I didn't have an opportunity to say anything before he just hung up. I didn't know who this person was. My teacher and classmates began to wonder what the person on the phone was saying to me, because I never said a word, and I'm sure my facial expression looked a little odd. The teacher asked if everything was okay, and I responded, "Yeah, everything's fine." At the end of class, I was going to tell my teacher what the person said, but I decided not to for some reason. I didn't think my teacher would take it seriously. All of this had me wondering, who the hell was this person on the phone? How did he know all of this information? And why me? Why would he say these things to me? What did I do to him? I have never wronged anyone bad enough for them to feel this way. After basketball practice, as my friend's mom was driving me home, I didn't see anything too unusual. Since this happened in the winter, it was dark by the time we were driving home. At one point, I did notice a black pickup truck that drove away right as we pulled into my driveway, but I couldn't see the driver. I never told anyone what happened that day in class, and I never heard that man's voice or seen that black pickup truck ever again. When I was about 12 years old, I had a lot of issues with night terrors and rarely slept a whole night through. One night, I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I sat down half asleep, thinking of nothing but emptying my bladder and then going back to bed, when I see movement out of the corner of my eye. There was a man standing by the other door to the bathroom staring at me. He was wearing a tattered gray jumpsuit and had a crutch. I don't remember how I got to my parents' room, but suddenly I was there, hysterical. My dad got up and went into the bathroom in the kitchen to look around. He didn't find anything, but allowed me to sleep on the couch in their bedroom anyway. I didn't fall back asleep. About an hour or so later, I heard the sliding door to the bathroom from my sister's room and limping footsteps. The next morning, my dad searched around again and noticed that the fridge in the pantry had been raided. I have no idea who the person was, and I never saw him again. I used to live in a rented house that sat across the street from a fairly bustling city park. At night, when the park was deserted, I would walk out my front door and sit on my porch and look at the trees and the stars. One night, around 1 a.m., I opened the front door and started to sit down. That's when I saw a man standing in the park. He was directly in front of my house. The man was dressed all in black and was wearing a mask. The mask was just a plain white face and was extremely creepy to look at. The sight of this guy sent a chill down my spine. He didn't move at all, although I know he was looking at me. The entire neighborhood was silent and still, and we just paused there, holding our ground, looking at each other. We watched each other for a long time, and then he suddenly walked away. I ended up calling the police because I figured this guy was casing the neighborhood or something. The cops came and took my statement. A couple of months later, I'm doing some yard work around the side of my house. I'm pulling a huge tangle of weeds out from a thicket underneath my kitchen window. I see something that looks like trash. No. I pick it up and look at it. It's the mask that the man was wearing that night. I was on vacation in Hawaii with my family, in an area of the big island that was pretty sparsely populated. We pulled off the main road to go check out what was supposedly a really nice place to watch the sunset. It was getting sort of late, twilight time, and we finally got down to the spot. We pulled in, and there were 2 other cars in the parking lot, both older, rusty-looking trucks. We figured they were probably there for the sunset as well, so we got out of the car and began looking around. I happened to glance back at the trucks and noticed something really strange. In the front seat of both cars were 2 people wearing horse head masks, not saying anything, not moving, just sitting there. I thought, okay, that's really odd, and I tapped my mom on the shoulder to point it out. She glanced over and saw what I did. My dad just laughed it off, claiming they were probably just prankster teenagers. I waited a few more minutes glancing back at them before saying that I was getting really weirded out and that I wanted to leave. My mom agreed, so we started going back to our car. I looked back at the trucks, and the window had rolled down on the side facing us, and the people in the masks had turned and started staring at us as we walked back to our car. We got back in and backed up, then started to leave. I looked behind us, and the people had leaned out of their windows and were watching us, still with the masks on. The road was dirt and really potholed, so it was slow going. After a few minutes of driving, they appeared behind us. I looked back out the window, and they were all still wearing their masks, just staring at us. We got back on the main road and drove away from the house we were renting, and they followed us. The nearest police station was about a half an hour away, but we drove to it, and when we pulled in, to our relief, they kept going. But they all turned to look at us as they went past, slowly, all of them still wearing the masks. We waited for about an hour at the station, and eventually went back to the house. After we were sure they were gone, I spent the rest of the vacation terrified that they would somehow show up again, that they had been following us. I have no idea who they were or what they were all about. Maybe some locals having a laugh at tourists by creeping them out. Or maybe something worse. My mom was separating with her husband at the time, before my father, and was basically on her own to get back to where her family lived. She has good memories of some of the people she hung out with, and even uses those encounters to convince me that people are generally good, which I often disagree with while stuck in traffic. One particular occasion is what caused her to stop hitchhiking. She was in a car with someone who happened to turn down a road that raised my mom's suspicions. You know the kind of road. Dark, isolated, unpaved in the middle of nowhere. As he's driving down the road, my mom asks, where are we going? No response. The guy pulls the car to a stop and then gets out. As he's walking around,
Pause it. Good night, son. Go on, Mum. So in the morning, said to school. I see you when I catch a bus at school, yo. See you then. Oh. Hi there. It's 7 AM. I decided to fucking go to class off camera. Because to be honest, class is nothing much. So yeah, I decided to go to class off camera. Now, you know, smoke some weed for the day and watch YouTube. Gang gang. Oh shit. Press play.
To investigate and watch as Trent ran back to his car and sped off after ripping off the windshield wipers of another one of my best friend's cars and shattering each window. At this point, we were all so worried and angry and confused, so we decided that we should drop the damaged car to my house, so it was off the streets and somewhere safe. However, my car was parked a few streets over. I got into the car and began driving when I was rammed into an intersection. My car was spinning, and I quickly gained control, only to realize that he was chasing me in his own car. We zoomed through the traffic, through red lights, intersections, squeezing through almost impossible car spaces, like in a movie. I almost hit 3 pedestrians, and God knows how many cars. He chased me down the streets, continuously ramming me, then slowing down and speeding up just to ram me again.
Thanks.
Glancing back in my rearview mirror, I saw him laughing and taunting me.
Jesse.
Those eyes I will
What
never
about
forget.
yours?
Immediately when I noticed him chasing me, I called
Descenta.
000. It's Australia's
Fair enough.
911.
Is that what your
and tried
wife's name?
frantically explaining to the
Descenta.
operator where
Yeah.
I was,
How old are you,
what was happening
Descenta?
whilst being rammed, and trying to dodge cars and people,
16.
sidewalks,
What about you?
poles, and street signs.
15.
I thought I would throw
Cool,
him off
so we are
and
year
drive to a
apart.
car park that was right
Yeah.
there. But he was too quick and sped in front of my car, locking me
You
in
got a
and blocking
boyfriend?
the exit with his car. The door
No, I
opened and he
haven't.
stepped outside, throwing himself
Do you wanna
into
go
the
out?
house and
Yes.
trying to rip open the doors.
Cool.
I
Good
screamed
for the
into the
ice
phone
cream,
and begged
mate.
for help,
Nice chick.
but it just could not
Thanks,
seem to
babe.
find me.
You're welcome.
Eventually, I decided that the windows were going to give out soon, and I needed to get away. So I drove up the gutter, ripping off half of the front bumper of the car, and sped all the way back up the street.
Do you wanna fuck it
I
up
thought I got
already?
away when I saw he
So
was
I
struggling
guess
to get
so.
back into his car.
We don't fuck
But
at
that
my
really
place,
shattered
your
when I saw
place.
his white car right behind
Let's
me
go.
again, rammed me and
Let's go
stopped me
here.
while he laughed.
Cool.
I drove
In
through
the
3
classroom.
suburbs and drove
Fair
straight to
enough.
my dad's house. I honked the horn like a crazy person, but his car was quick to catch up, and I could not bear the thought of putting any one of my family members at risk of this maniac, so I kept going, hoping that he wasn't quick enough to swipe my car off the cliff edge that runs alongside my street. I continued driving over the top of all of the roundabouts, but I didn't care. My mom lives around the corner from my dad's, and I started to head there. But as I reached the street, I remembered my 5-year-old sister and my mom, and I couldn't dare putting them at risk. So I kept on driving around corners, swiping into cars, and trying to find every main road possible, begging for help to the operator, and for them just to please find me. I continued to fly down the street at 120 miles per hour. I'm an 18-year-old girl. I've never driven so fast or so chaotically. After about 10 minutes of what seemed like an hour, I reached yet another main road and repeated my location to the operator, all the while being rammed and tormented. He sped up in the lane next to me, in the opposite side of the road, and swerved his car into the front of mine in an attempt to lock me in so he could try to rip me from the car. My immediate reaction was the reverse. I put the car into reverse and put the accelerator flat to the floor. It only took seconds for him to get back into his car and begin driving at me, head on. The only thing I could do was drive forwards at him. This is the part where everything went in slow motion. I saw him coming at me. We were driving at each other at about 40 miles per hour, and my only options were to either crash into a parked car next to me, crash head-on into Trent, or crash into a telegraph pole on the other side of the road. The only thing running through my mind was which way would be the quickest and least painful way to die. So I chose the pole, and I took a hard right turn as I missed the front of it by being saved by the gutter, saving my life by mere inches. This really made him mad, and he turned the car back around again and T-boned the driver's side door, pinning me in. He got out and yet again punched and kicked and slammed all the windows. Now let me tell you, this boy is at least 6 feet tall. He was massive. I stood no chance. I began to hop from seat
Kick
to
him in
seat,
the
trying to
balls.
stay away from him, to whichever
Simple
window
enough.
he
Then
broke
he'll
in
drop.
first.
No matter how big
Chase
you are,
lasted
just kick him in the
17 minutes.
balls. Then
This is when
boom.
the sirens began to ring, and I broke down and cried.
You can't feed him.
As he ran
Cheek.
back into his car and took off
And
off
kick
the
him in the
street.
motherfucking balls. Then
He
he'll
jumped
fall
5
down.
fences before
Then
they
you can
managed
run.
to tackle him. He spent a weekend in a holding
But no,
cell
you didn't
and
think
was
about
released
that,
on
did
bail.
you?
My heart ached. My head spun. My mental illness had reached an all-time low, and without him I was ready to die. The situation made me want to die, but for some
Kick him
strange
in the
reason I
motherfucking
still
balls.
loved him. Made me sick, but I still did. He was handed a restraining order, but that didn't stop him. The day of his release, he began apologizing, begging, crying, saying he had no memory of what he was doing, and he was so sorry and that he would never do it again. This is the part where you're all going to hate me. I wanted to take him back. I told him I still loved him, and I still spoke to him daily. He told me he wouldn't have done those things if I didn't make him so angry, and I apologized sincerely. But the jealousy and protectiveness continued. More threats. Shouldn't have called the cops and just let me kill you. I'm going to kill everyone close to you. I hope you die tomorrow. I'll laugh. The list goes on, and it took me 2 months to wake up and realize what I was doing. After he had bashed a boy that I had kissed and started doing drive-bys at places that I would hang out just staring at me. The saddest part is, when I asked him what would have happened if he had broken the windows and gotten into my car, he replied with, "I honestly don't know." So girls and boys, if you ever feel mistreated, speak up. If you notice red flags, don't ignore them. A leopard never changes his spots, and if I had have stayed with him, I wouldn't be here today to tell you the horror story that was my first relationship. So about 10 years ago, I was in college and decided at the urging of some of my friends to do an open invite D&D session at my apartment. It was really close to the college itself, but not on campus, and it wasn't part of the dorms in any way. It was above a restaurant, so it was pretty clear that my apartment had nothing to do with the student housing. This is important for later. So the night comes and the stage is set. All in all, everyone seems nice and things are going well enough, except for one guy. There always has to be that one guy. So I try to let it slide. He's being really pushy and going on and on about his character's background and this and that, when we have not even got to him yet, and are just trying to set up the story and play the game. Then, because he has some grudge against another guy there, he starts passing me notes and trying to get me to randomly help him kill this guy's character for no reason. First of all, that would have made no sense in the setting of the game. Secondly, that would accomplish literally nothing.
How far do
For those who don't
you
play
want it to
D&D.
go? All the way
It's not
in.
like if your character dies in a
Got it.
random one-off game, you have to just trash it and never bring it out again.
Can I bust an answer?
Thirdly, this guy was just
Go
all
on.
up in my
Go
personal
on ahead,
space,
baby.
whispering in my
Cool.
ear and passing me notes and telling me how to play, like he was in control of the game, or me in any way. It was really uncomfortable and weird. I didn't want to make a scene, since I didn't know how everyone who showed up knew one another, and decided to just ignore him and try to have a good time, despite the fact that he would not get out of my personal space. When it became clear that I was not going to listen to him and help him kill that other guy's character, he had a meltdown. He literally stood up and started throwing D&D books at my head, all of them that he could reach, and screeching that I should have done what he told me to do. And this was my punishment, and next time I had better listen. I opened the door and told him to get out. He told me I couldn't kick him out because somebody else had invited him. I told him that I didn't care who invited him. This was my apartment that I paid rent for, and I had every right to kick him out, and he was lucky I wasn't calling the cops. The rest of the table backed me up and pretty much ended up having to shove him out of the door and down the stairs to get him to leave. The dude could not grasp the fact that no means no, and his actions had consequences. I'm 100% sure that no one ever made him have to follow through with any sort of punishment before, by the baffled look on his face as I closed and locked the door behind him and went back upstairs. So I get back upstairs and people start apologizing to me and telling me he is like that all the time, and they didn't actually invite him. He just shows up wherever they go, and they can't get him to leave them alone. And every time they try, he throws a tantrum. We get back to the game, and things are going pretty well for about 20 minutes, until I hear my doorbell ring. So I go downstairs, and it's the tantrum guy with some other guy that I've never met before. The tantrum guy is standing behind this new guy with his chest puffed out, and this whole look about him, like, you're in trouble now. So I open the door and ask if they are here to apologize for the tantrum guy assaulting me earlier. And the new guy immediately turns around to look at the tantrum guy, and it's clear he did not get the whole story. I tell the new guy what actually happened, and he tells me that he is an RA with the school, and I have to let the guy back into my apartment if I'm holding a school function. I tell the RA guy that first of all, I rent this apartment, and it is not part of student housing. I should be apparent from the fact that it is, again, above a restaurant. Secondly, even if he was an RA, which I have no proof of, as he could just be one of the tantrum guy's friends, that doesn't give him the authority over any building I'm living in, because he is not my RA. But that doesn't matter, because again, I don't live in student housing. I live in an apartment above a restaurant. Finally, that this is not a school event, it is a private gathering, which he would know if he was a real RA, and not some guy that the tantrum guy snagged to come back here to try and do I don't even know what at this point. This RA guy keeps insisting that I have to let him into my apartment, and that if I am a student, then wherever I live is student housing, and that he needs to come in to inspect the place. It becomes more and more clear that this is just some random guy that they wanted to be in my apartment for nefarious purposes, thinking that I'm here alone for some reason. I tell them that they are not getting in, and if they continue to stand there and try to get me to let them in, or if they try my door after I leave, I'm going to call the cops, and I proceed to shut the door and head back upstairs. Everyone at the party was asking who that was, and when I tell them, they all decide it's time to head home. I tell them that they really don't have to, but they tell me it's getting late and this whole thing is starting to weird them out, and escalate in weird ways that I can't really blame them for. When I go downstairs and open the door for the tantrum guy, tantrum guy and the RA guy are across the street and seem amazed for some reason that these people were still in my apartment and were now leaving. I never had any more trouble with them, but I also never had another D&D night. It just didn't seem worth it. I still play, but just with groups that I know, and I never saw those two guys again.
Oh no, bunk.
Let's start this off with some background on me. At the time, I was already a hardened recon trooper. This was my first long-term tour of combat. I had not even a month prior seen one of my best friends killed right in front of me, while two others were permanently maimed in a horrible ambush in the city. It was a nightmare watching my friend die from massive bleeding, us not being able to do much except give him morphine to keep him from the pain. That was terrible, and I'll never forget that. But not even that spooked me to the core as much as this did. After that ambush, we were moved out of the city to a forward operating base. It's like a small city walled in with concrete T-wall barriers and HESCO barriers. Think big 4x4 boxes filled with earth and stacked 16 feet tall to create a huge wall, about 1 meter times 1 meter stacked 4 meters high. This particular FOB was interesting in that some of its barriers to prevent easy entry were simply huge mounds of dirt, with guard towers planted on top of them to ensure people and vehicles didn't just run in at random. Being a recon force, we were tasked with constantly going outside the wire to do patrols and be the land and airspace quick readiness force if something happened and someone needed fast and skilled firepower or extraction. For this duty, we were assigned helicopters and light armored Humvees, and we lived next to the improvised airfield on the outskirts of the FOB. Our housing consisted of tents, covered in an insulated foam to provide a more permanent structure with air conditioning units to keep us cool as we slept and worked, maintaining our gear and whatever else. We lived 4 guys to a tent, as each of us had a ton of gear. We had to keep mission ready for a variety of missions. There were 20 of us, in total separated into 2 squads and teams, and we shared this little tent village inside the wall together. In this instance, we had just gotten back from a late-night air assault mission. Everyone had gone to bed after having finished cleaning our gear and eating. In the middle of our tent village was the latrine trailer, a house trailer fitted with showers, sinks, and toilets, so we could keep ourselves clean. I woke up around 4 a.m. and needed to use the restroom, so I grabbed my headlamp, my rifle, and 1 magazine, and headed out the tent to the bathroom. As I was walking to the trailer, something just felt off. Maybe it was a slight change in air pressure. It didn't fully register in my mind, as I just had to go. So I quickened my pace to the trailer, went inside and did my business. I pulled my shorts back, washed my hands, and walked outside, staring at the ground to make sure I didn't fall down the stairs, on the trailer, or stumble on some rocks. As I rounded the corner, I lifted my head and saw a pair of green, glowing eyes, set in the darkest fur I'd ever seen, 12 inches from my face. I'm not a tall guy. I'm around 5'7", and maybe it was just the adrenaline kick, but I swear this thing was looking me eye to eye. I figured I must be seeing things because I'm so tired.
Oh, what? I didn't tell you. You know, my dad and mum split up. My dad took the rest of the family, well, I get to live with my mum. Well, my dad, he's dead pretty much. He had a heart attack, and yeah. Now he's gone, so now my brother and sisters live with me and my mum. I'll miss my dad, but it is what it is. That's why I can fucking, Let's go back there. Press play again.
So I turned my head, and when I looked back,
So
it was
yeah, that's why,
a wisp of dust.
my sisters, my brothers were
I
with
stood
me
there for
again,
a second
with
trying
my
to collect
mum.
myself. Then I looked back at the ground and saw paw prints that were at least 4 inches wide. If I hadn't just relieved myself seconds earlier, I probably would have at that point.
Love you, baby. Love
I
you
was shaking
too.
and sweating like I had just been in a firefight. I locked and loaded my rifle and peeked around the corner to make sure it wasn't still there. And I made my way to the radio tent to tell the 2 guys that were still awake what just happened. And then I carefully made my way back to the tent and went to sleep. The next day, one of the first bullet points on the daily briefing was about some huge panther that had escaped a local sheik's compound and was eating local shepherd's sheep at night, and how we should be on the lookout and never leave your tent without a battle buddy, as the guys all chuckled. There were signs posted at the chow hall and in the tiny shop on the FOB too. We never did see that thing again, and I don't know whatever happened to it, but I know that whenever I walk outside my tent late at night after that, I was always locked and loaded. So this happened about a year ago. I like to dog sit for my coworkers in the hospital for extra cash. One of the nurses wanted me to dog sit for her while her and her family went out of town. I had done this so many times, so I had no problem dog sitting alone. She lived in a very nice area of town, so bad things weren't likely to happen. Or at least that's what I thought. She told me that her husband was a police officer for the city they lived in, but his guns would be locked away, She also went on to tell me that they have a security system that will record anything by all the doors. She gave me the lock information if it was needed, but I insisted that I should be fine. Now fast forward to me dog sitting. The first couple nights were fairly normal. It was a big house, so it was a little bit creepy, but nothing I haven't dealt with before. One night, me and the boyfriend at the time were watching TV in the living room. The blinds were all open to the backyard. It was most likely around midnight, since me and him both worked night schedules, and we saw a light flash through the yard, but it wasn't a car passing by, because it angled down to the grass. The dog was in the kennel, since he was a pup. It needed to be in for sleep so the dog wouldn't have been able to go and find someone. Well, we both noticed it, so we decided to go outside and check it out, but no one was there, absolutely nothing or no one. So naturally, we went to bed, because now it was getting to be 2 a.m. While laying in the bedroom upstairs talking, we heard a door shut from downstairs. I immediately shushed my boyfriend at the time.